everyone, hope everyone is having a lovely week and about to head into a really beautiful weekend here in Central Queensland. So I just wanted to bring you my very last video for my Christmas traditions kit that I got from Twitchit craft kits. This is only a small version of the Christmas craft kit. However, I have got 21 cards, some simple, some a little bit more tricky, boxes, I've got holders, I've got a garland, and I actually got 6 layouts as well. So these are the very last cards that I made out of this kit, and they're all really simple and they're made with scraps. So I did use some scraps and throw a die on here. Very simple card. If you were to do this on yourself, you could add some extra here, even a bit of pattern paper on the back. I, however, just used my brush to sort of go around with the ink for a bit of distressing, that really fun distress look, and just went around them. So this one here is a doily die, but you can use just doilies that you pick up in the packets at the $2 shops. This one here is actually the negative to this die. That's the negative to it, and I turn that into a shaker. Now this was actually a rosette from a previous design that I bought you guys. It had the embellishment holders, and then my favorite one, I loved making this one, and it's just all die cuts as well. So a fun one from the background there, and just the twigs and flowers in the middle there. There's quite a bit of dimension to this. It was really fun making. It's one of my favorite ones that I've seen. And that's just some gauze at the back there. That's a vet grade gauze, but you can get different types of mesh and gauze and stuff like that anywhere around. And then finally, my very last cards were these, I call them scrap cards, and they're just made with the base of any card, and then you take a piece of scrap at the top, any scrap from, so this is just a piece of white cardstock that I actually had left over in my scrap. I've thrown a whole heap of tape on it. There's my card base. I'm actually going to mount that on some chipboard to put it on there, but this is how simple this card is. So I call it a scraps card. I've just applied loads of adhesive down there. Now obviously, if you don't have double-sided tape, just fill it up with glue. If you have the really big thick tape, then that's even better for this project. I like to try and get as much coverage as I possibly can, just to make sure it's all gonna sit on there nicely. Okay, so with this card, it's really simple. It's just sticking stuff down. It's sticking down your scraps. Okay. Now I usually try not to cut until the very end, but I'm going to throw an extra bit in there. I'm going to put a bit of red there. There's a bit of red up here. Now to add a bit of fun feature to this, you can actually distress all of the edges. It does add a great 3D effect and texture to the page, or to the card, sorry. So let's throw this one. This one might go, actually I might throw it down here. Okay, so these can be as easy or as tricky as you want to make them. Obviously, I'm just trying to make this one fairly quickly for the video. And overlapping is totally okay. Don't stress out about overlapping. Oh, maybe stress out a little bit. Just make sure it's a nice and neat overlap, I suppose. Okay, what's next? This one here will be fun down there. Okay, just have this small hole here to fill now. And last little bit in the middle. Look, can we find, will that be big enough? Not quite. Now this middle bit's probably actually going to be covered anyway, so we don't need to stress too much about it, but it's just sort of, it's easier to just finish the project off. At least it makes me feel better to have it all finished off anyway. Okay, there we go. So out of all of my projects, so I've got 6 layouts done, 6 fairly simple actually layouts done. I've got, this is card number 22. These are all the scraps that I've got left. I've got a few stickers that I'm actually going to put onto the card, and these are the fussy cuts that I've got left over. It might look like a lot, but it's actually not that much at all, to be honest. So I love doing things like this scrap card, using up as many scraps as you can, because it just means that not everything is going to go into your scrap box and disappear. So I don't know how it is for everyone, but obviously for me, once things go into my scrap box with, you know, where all you put all your offcuts and things like that, I'm never going to use them again. They sit there and I completely forget about them. So I'm just flipping that over. I'm using my scoreboard, my cutter, to get rid of all the excess over there, but you can just use your scissors if you need to. Obviously I wasn't doing that, wasn't paying as much attention as I should have, and I was a bit sloppy with that. Oh gosh. All right, so as with the other ones, I did very thick as I could. With a bit of pressure, I added some gold ink. I just love that the gold goes with the red and the green, and it's a fun Christmas theme. So as you've seen in my videos before, I do like to double up my adhesive, especially in the weather conditions that we have. It can be quite humid here in central Queensland, and both tape and glue can actually fail. Try and have some really good quality stuff. I like my Express It tape most of the time, and I love this Tombow liquid glue, although it's getting harder and harder in Australia to find it. So any sort of really good liquid glue, if you find one that you like, definitely jump on and buy a few bottles at a time to make sure you've got all of your supplies. Okay, so to finish that card off, see, that's how quick and easy that was. It took just a couple of moments. I might add a cute Christmas tree. Let's use some, I'm going to use some foam tape for this. Now I just got a big gift voucher thing from Spotlight, and so I went in and stocked up on all of my adhesives. I find the best time to buy my adhesives is actually when it's on sale, because they, you know, let's be honest, they really are quite expensive. To get good quality stuff, you know, you pay for it. So I do like to get it when I can. Unfortunately, my closest scrap shop is a few hours away, a couple hours away, and I can't always get there. And then when I do put in order, I forget that I actually needed that. And it just becomes one of those cycle things that, you know, I'm going to lift that, throw that under there. Yeah, it just becomes one of those cycles that I forgot to do something, and then I forgot to do something else, and it sort of just becomes a little bit easier. I'm in Rockhampton once every couple of weeks, and it's just easier to grab it from a place like Spotlight. Alrighty, so there we go. That is that card done. Nice and simple. There's the other ones. And again, this is my last video from the Christmas kit from the Twitchit craft kits. Thank you very much for joining me along the journey. I've had loads of fun bringing you all these projects, and please do let me know that if you make anything using the Twitchit craft kits, you let us know. Let me know, let Tabitha know, and we would love to see what you have to share with us. All right, thanks very much everyone, and hope you enjoy, you know, this Christmas season as we're making all the kits, and I hope you get some inspiration. Bye for now.